Yemen flag I'm so proud to stand with you outside, and why I am so optimistic today that one day before long, you and I will be inside cheering for the leader of a free Iran. Conducted a campaign of maximum economic pressure on the regime, and it has hurt the regime. The people of Iran have an enemy inside. It's the corruption and greed of the current mullahs who run that great country. They've shot down an American drone just in the last few weeks, and they attacked the oil facilities of Saudi Arabia. Any one of those would in other times have been considered an act of war. The radicals at the top of the Iranian government must think they can scare us into another bad deal, but I don't think so. Not with President Trump, not with Secretary Pompeo, and not with you and your brothers and sisters in Iran who want to be freed from these fanatics that now govern them without the people's consent. And listen to what happened yesterday, a big turning point. The governments of Britain, Germany, and France released a joint statement saying they agree with us that Iran was responsible for the attacks on Saudi Arabia. How about that?
Change, change, change! Regime change in Iran! Change, change, change! Regime change in Iran! Change, change, change! Regime change in Iran!
So now that we are working again, not only with our allies in the Middle East, but our friends and allies in Europe, I want to say to you today, particularly because of what brings you here, that there is a force that the government of Iran, the radical regime in Tehran, fears more than outside military attack. And you know what that force is? It is the people of Iran, the National Council of Resistance of Iran,
Regime
MEK
change in
of
Iran!
Iran.
By the people of Iran! Regime change in Iran! By the people of Iran! Regime change in Iran! By the people of Iran!
That is what we used to call in America the power of the people. A military strike against Iran will hurt the IRGC and the Quds Force, but it will not bring down the regime. The people of Iran, rising up with our support, can bring down this regime, and in my opinion, it's long past time to change the Iran regime so that there is a free Iran, a peace-loving Iran.
Down with terrorist regime of Iran! Down with terrorist regime of Iran! Down with terrorist regime of Iran!
Let's be honest. The U.S., the world, we've tried everything else with this group of fanatics who have seized this great country and civilization. Nothing has worked. It still suppresses its own people. It still steals their wealth. It still sponsors terrorism. It still expands by aggression their movement into other countries in the region. It still builds missiles to deliver the nuclear weapons we know they will make on their neighbors, on Europe, and yes, eventually on the United States. The only policy we haven't changed, because everything else has failed to change the behavior of the regime in Iran, is to change the regime in Iran. It's time to give freedom a chance in Iran. And think of how the world will change if there is a new government in Tehran that is peace-loving, that is committed to the freedom and uplifting of its own people, that is non-nuclear. A new regime in Tehran will, in fact, mean the end of most of the conflict in the Middle East. It'll mean a better life for the people of Iran. The NCRI, the MEK, will be at the very beating heart of a new, free, peace-loving Iran. You have a plan, you have a 10-point plan that speaks to free elections, freedom of politics, gender equality, no nuclear weapons, working with other countries in the region and the world, and no movement, no matter how strong it is, can succeed without a leader. And you have a leader, Mrs. Maryam Rajavi. A principled leader, a capable leader, surrounded by other principled and capable leaders. And you have the broadest support of any dissident opposition group to the government of Iran among Iranians in America and throughout the world. So you have reason to be confident. My dear friends, I want to close with a recollection. Just a couple of months ago, along with my wife, we visited Ashraf III in Albania. It was a wonderful visit. In Ashraf III, I saw, and anyone who goes there will see, what can be the future of Iran. On a hillside in Albania, the people have built a spectacular new community, modern, clean, working hard. It is what the whole country of Iran can be if the people of Iran and the people of the world supporting them get rid of these greedy, corrupt, extreme leaders that are there now. Now, a final word. I miss every day my dear friend and your dear friend, Senator John McCain. I am sure John, if he were alive, would be here in the months before his illness got him so he couldn't travel anymore. He visited Ashraf III. And I want to read to you the words he spoke because I speak them to you today. You have stood up and fought and sacrificed for freedom, for the right to determine your future, for the rights that are given by God, not the state. I thank you for being an example to the whole world that those who are willing to fight and sacrifice for freedom always will achieve it. That's the end of the quote from John, and he's right. Your cause is as old as human history, the cause of freedom, the battle that has gone on forever, freedom against tyranny. And so, I say to you, in conclusion, are we ready to fight for freedom in Iran? Are we ready to lead the fight? Are we ready to govern? Yes. The answer is, are you ready now? The answer is, Hazir, Hazir, Hazir. We are ready. Hazir. Thank you. God bless you.